Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's King Rich 950. I'm coming at you with an updated Fire King deck profile. Alright, so to anyone who saw the last one, terribly sorry about anything. Um, I'll explain everything in this video pretty much. The complete deck changed. I ran Battle Faders because that's what I ran with when I originally ran the deck. So, I gave my explanations why. That's really all I can say. I did take out the Battle Faders, and I am running Swift Scarecrows now. Through testing, they have proven a lot better. Plus, they don't get hit by warning. That was the only problem I was having. Where like the only thing that would hit the Swift Scarecrows is if they side and stuff that that would mess with my hand or my graveyard. So even with that, it's pretty good because during game one they're a lot better, obviously. So I have been running that. I'm warning you now. Don't ask me in the comments down below, or I will ignore you. There are no Wolfbergs in here. Don't feel like spending $100 for 2 cards. Like that's just fucking ridiculous. I do have stuff to replace them. There are like 2 cards in the extra deck that you'll be like, really? Why is he running that? I give perfectly good explanations for it. That's really all I can say. Like, the deck is almost similar to the one that won the Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization one. Because I tested out that build, and I pretty much combined that build with this build and came out with whatever this is. I will give a disclaimer now. Generation Shift is fucking amazing. I was blown away by how amazing this card is and how many wombo combos you can do with this deck with that card. So you will see that that card is in here. I would recommend anyone who is playing Fire Kings to definitely run that card. That card is just shenanigans. So, to get started, you run 3 Garuniks. He's your boss monster. 3 Yaksha. And 3 Barong. Honestly, if you're not running these 3 or these 9 Fire Kings, you're pretty much not running Fire Kings. And you're running some random Fire Ass deck. Next up, I run the Tanky engine. So 2 Bears. And to finish off the Fire Monsters, I run 1 Blaster. I explained the Bears because of the Tanky engine. Blaster's really for any like dead Garuniks. I don't open up like Onslaught or Yaksha. So that's really why. Plus, I can just like banish 2 Bears late game and have an extra beater to just push in for game with. So really good card. Hand traps. I run 4. 3 Swift Scarecrow. Like I said, took these out. Took the battle phages out for these. They're a lot better through playtesting and whatnot. So. And at the moment, I'm maining 1 Max C. I'm siding 2 Effect Veilers and 2 more Max Cs. The only reason is I'm expecting high Radix with what Patrick Holben is apparently running, because apparently the Ash's card, the trap card's like $40 now, which is ridiculous for anything. But I'm running that, and Mermails. I'm predicting that Mermails will be a really big thing this format, and it's I can easily just side it out for what's it called, Veilers against Fire Fist and stuff that other stuff it would hit. So that's it for the monsters. Going into spells, 3 MST, back row heavy format. Yes, that is dual terminal. Oh, 2 upstarts. One of the only reasons why it's 2 is I only could find 2 out of all my commons, but I know I have a third somewhere. And honestly, I would only keep this at 2. I see it enough where it just works perfectly fine. I don't want to always keep giving my opponent more life points, so that's pretty much why. Like, I've played Upstart in other decks, and every other time it's just been too much, and I feel like 2 is a good balance, keeps everything just perfectly fine, adds enough consistency to the deck that it needs. The Tanky engine, just 3 Tankies. I tried to run a Tensu in here, it just didn't really work out. Next up, 3 Circle of the Fire Kings. These are your combat tricks. I've pushed for games so many times with this card and enabled Garuniks or Yaksha with it. It's just ridiculous. It looks like there's an onslaught under here. Perhaps. Yeah. So, not one, but two onslaughts. Two. Wow, I'm bad. Three onslaughts of the Fire Kings. Enables Yaksha plays to get Garunix out of hand. Enables Garunix plays, obviously. Just starts out your entire deck. Hey, one day I'll be able to grab these cards, right? And then, not just one, but two Rekindling. I was originally running one Rekindling, because honestly, when you play the card, like, if you're not going for game, then there's really not a reason for you to be playing the card early in the game. But I just didn't see it enough, honestly. I still use it for a go-to-game card, like I won't use it just to get better position in the board. Like, when I play that, I'm going for game. So, that's why I run it, and I run it at 2. Traps, it's very little. The one-ups, Torrential Tribute, Bottomless Trap Hole, 7 Tools of Bandit. Now, these two are staple, really. You can figure that out. This card is going to be so good this format. This card protects anything. When Garunix comes back to blow up the board, they Fiendish Chain. Warning, Compulse, Bottomless. Use 7 Tools it away, and a lot of them don't run this card, and they'll be like, well, that really did just happen. And I'm like, yeah. It's hilarious. I actually had a dude warning Garunix. He paid the 2,000, and I was like, 7 Tools. I paid 1,000 to negate your 2,000, or to negate something that you paid 2,000 for. 2 Generation Shifts, just amazing card. Adds consistency, gives you the ability to draw back hand, destroy your stuff. Absolutely amazing card. And then 3 Fiendish Chain to end up round up the deck. You need more effect stopping for like Ophions and whatnot. Going into extra deck, I try to put that stuff down. 1 Heliopolis and 1 Giant Grinder for the rank 8s. This is really for like stuff that really special summons, and this is just self-explanatory really, as it's one of the best rank 8s out there besides Felgrand, and I don't have one of those. 2 Mace Stroke. Evil Swarms are a really big problem for this deck, so I'll just go into him and then beat over the Ophion. So, really good. 1 Black Strip of Corn, 1 Diamond Dyer, self-explanatory, Cowboy, Dweller. Alright, now these are the 2 cards that I mentioned that you're going to give me some grief for, and I will explain them. Number 85, Crazy Box. If I'm under Skill Drain, it's just a big beat stick. Plus, it's also a deck depth target, so it's pretty good. And number 57, Tri-Head Dust Dragon. This is what I use instead of going for Shockmaster, like what I normally would for Rekindling. Because I could target the big thing, or the biggest thing that they have. It'll be 100 bigger than it, and then I'll just beat over it. They'll lose the 100 because it's 100 bigger, and then I'll just push in for game with everything else. And the card's just really good. And then I get to make sure that they don't use some of their spell and trap card zones. With a back row heavy format, that's just shenanigans. Just very good. 1 Tiger King, because the tanky engine. 1 Utopia. I'm planning on taking out Utopia, Crazy Box, and Tri-Head for the Nuke Roach, the 107, and a Kagutsuchi, the Bujin XYZ coming out. Or not coming out, but that's already out. My buddy's actually holding on for one for me, so I'm planning on picking that up whenever I see him again. I run 3 Synchros because during games 2 and 3, if I sighted an Effect Veiler and I combined it with Blaster, it becomes live Synchro targets. So 1 Scrap, 1 Crimblader, and 1 Stardust. It also pretty much makes sure that my extra deck's at 15 instead of 12, because I just didn't want to deal with that. And yeah, I would show the side deck, but it's really kind of self-explanatory. Like, the only thing that I really side specifically is that I side Light Imprisoning Mirrors and Rebounds, and that's just because I have an awful matchup against Constellars. And I just need as much hate as I can for that deck. And then I'm pretty much fine for everything else. So, yeah. Like, comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Hopefully this will have all the other Fire King players be happy and not get their panties all up in a bunch, because apparently I should be running Scarecrows instead of Battle Faders and shit like that. But yeah, like the Facebook page down below. The link will be in the description. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Like I said before. Alright, King Red Sun 950, signing out.